How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to our wrap-up of the week. We've got our last game in the Eels and the Tigers. I just wanted to go through some of the lessons learned for the week. And we'll start with that. Now, with this one, there's a bunch of guys that we wanted to trade in this week. We're talking guys like Elliott, Hudson Youngs of the week before, Tupanua. These type of edge forwards that have started really well and, scored a bunch of tries and all that sort of stuff. And we've chased those, yes, they're playing well for a starter, and there's a good chance that they'll score a try every few weeks. But we're chasing those scores and thinking they're going to average that. And what you need to know is these types of edge forwards are going to be getting around that 40 points as sort of their normal base. And if they're not scoring tries in those weeks, then that's what they're going to be getting. So that's one of the lessons learned for the week, is just not chasing those types of players thinking you're going to get that kind of score, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's one of them there. We'll get back into our Eels and our Tigers game. And guys, if you want to jump back and have a look at all the players that I've gone through from Thursday night's game up until this one here, then please jump back into those videos. They're all there in the last sort of 4 to 5 videos there. But we'll jump into the Eels. And Isaiah Papali'i was our stud for the night with 76 points. So he's one of those guys that last week didn't score as well. Like did decent, but not as well on an edge as he did in the previous games in the middle. And in this game, he managed to score a try, but just ran with a bit more vigor and did really well in that game. So he's someone that's turning out to be a really good pickup. If you were thinking about starting with him, which a lot of people didn't, but after that first week, he did really well. He's managed to make probably about 80 or 90K for you, which is really cool, and average 60 for the season. So great stuff for Papali'i. Still not sure if he's going to be a good option right now, given he's already made 114K, because he's probably going to go back to the bench when Madison starts. And if he's getting that 50 minutes in the middle, I don't know if that's enough for him to average sort of in the mid-50s. But, if you really like him, then you can possibly bring him in if you'd like to. He's obviously playing really well. Someone like Reid Mane, another great game, 2 try assists. And can we have a quick chat about this? That first try assist he got, just a long pass out to one of the forwards, and then he runs like 10 meters, steps a couple of players, and scores himself. I don't see how that's a try assist when you've got guys like McCulloch, and I think Brayley on the weekend had McCulloch in previous weeks, that short pass from the line, and Fogarty had one as well last week where they crash over and they don't give that a try assist, but somehow Mane's one was. But anyway, interesting one there. But he did a bit of everything. Got a couple of try assists, plenty of tackles, kick meters, got 70. So still averaging 76.8. Incredible work for him. He's up at 850K now. If you think about bringing in Mane at 850K, he has to average 65 for the rest of the season to keep his price. So just think about that. Alrighty. Do we think he can do that? I think he's going to average about 60. So that's with him. Lucy Leilua had a much better game this week. Got some attacking stats and is definitely a keeper in that edge position. Now averaging 55 with his first game, finally with attacking stats. So well done to him, 67 points there. Got 4 tackle breaks, 5 offloads, 31 tackles, 140 metres gained. So well done for Lucy. Blake Ferguson seems to be just getting the job done, doesn't he? He's had one bad week and the rest have been really good. And he's scored, I think, 5 tries now. So if he can continue his try scoring efforts, then he's going to be getting a lot of high scores like this. But when he's already at 502K, gained 109, I don't think he's going to be an option for anyone's side. Someone who is a decent option now has dropped 44K after his head knock is Mitch Moses. And even with that really low game, he's still averaging 54 with most of his scores being in the high 60s. So he's someone that's obviously kicking goals, going to be someone that gets a bunch of try assists. He's really nimble on his feet and little and getting a bunch of those quick tackle breaks from guys just like throwing their arm out at him. A bit like Mitch Pearce, for example. But yeah, and then kicking for 300 metres, 60 metres gained. You can't really complain with what Moses is putting out at the moment. And he's a really good half option if you need one. But we do have guys like Schuster, O'Sullivan, Walker, Cleary, all these guys. So halves are a bit of a luxury at the moment. We've got so many of them. Dylan Brown, 57. His base stats are incredible. 39 tackles for 3 misses, 100 metres run. So he's going to get his attacking stats that way. But not putting on many tries or try assists for himself, which is just stopping him from being up in that upper echelon in that 60-point average kind of player. Gutho with 56. He had a good game, bit of everything. Got a couple of tries, just got a try. 170 metres gained, just doing what he does and averaging 51.5. So if he keeps that up, he's going to be moving up closer towards the 700K mark, which is cool. But Again, a lot of wing fullback options at the moment. He's not one that is highly owned in this case. Luke Brooks, why are people wanting to get rid of him? Yes, I know Cleary's doing well, but Brooks is averaging 51.5. I don't know why you need to get rid of someone who's was in the 500k bracket and is scoring you over 50 points a game. Don't know why you want to get rid of him, because a 51.5 is he's still 100k undervalued if he averages that. Yes, his kick meters aren't as high. Like Dewey actually puts up some really nice spiral kicks, and then Brooks does the old end over end. So he's got that, but he's going to be, especially against the lesser teams, he's going to score really well with some tackle breaks, some offloads himself. So getting some nice run meters, which he's doing at 78. But then obviously the attacking stats, which he did with 3 tries this game. So he's not someone I'd be looking to get rid of. And very much similar with Jacob Little. I'm not sure what the theory is about everyone decided to get rid of him. He gained 40k this week and scored 53. He's definitely good enough to have as a player scoring in your team. He had one bad game of 32, but everything went wrong. He had 7 missed tackles, lesser minutes, didn't get any attacking stats, nothing. Whereas this time he's got a cheeky line break with a tackle break there, 59 meters run, got a try back on the inside. So he's someone that you can milk for a lot longer. He's at 48.5 average, which puts him in the 650 range. If he can hold that for the next bunch of weeks, he'll gain you almost 200k. Why would you get rid of him? I think it's very silly. Adam Dewey, another 51, got to try again, the line break. I say kicking a lot more, so I think he's going to be a decent option in your wing fullback, and he'll get dual position, so wing fullback half, which will be pretty cool. Come later in the year, if you can keep that 50 average, he's about 100k undervalued as well. So not someone I'd be thinking about getting at this stage, but he's someone to have in your black book going forward. So many players in this game that are fantasy relevant, which is good. We have Junior Paulo with 47, so didn't get a try this game and didn't do too much in his 62 minutes with only 23 tackles. 150 meters was decent with 3 of each tackle bust and offloads, but a little bit annoying. If you have him in your side, I wouldn't be targeting him at this stage. People were targeting Campbell Gillard after his big score, another one where you're chasing points. You just got to try. He's scoring pretty well, right? But that try got him close to a 70, and then he picks up a 45. And this is going to be much more of his standard. 34 tackles, 140 meters, maybe the odd tackle break, missed tackle. So I wouldn't be selecting him or going for him at all. Someone who's a little bit annoying at the moment is Nathan Brown. A lot of people thought he was going to be a great option for a lot of sides, and he is someone that can be very up and down. He'll just have some normal games where he's getting the 40 odd to 50, and then he'll go nuts and get a 70. But it doesn't look like in this pack at the moment he needs to play massive minutes, which he did a fair bit last year, and he's a bit concerning with a lot of guys that have just been really consistent. You think of your Tohu Harris's, your Crichtons, those types of players. If you haven't got any of those guys, I'd suggest trying to, possibly moving him on to one of those guys. He's not going terrible at, 48 average, but lost his 65k at this stage and not living up to where he needs to be. But if he continues at 48 average, he'll maintain that price where he's at currently. Utukamadu, awesome work. Got another try. 2 tries in 2 games, a 44. Puts him in a 38 average and gaining 46k this week. Awesome work for him. Really happy with that output. 27 tackles, 1 tackle break, 1 miss, and 80 meters. You can't complain with that. And hopefully he gets another bunch of 30 and 40 scores before we can milk him, closer to 450, 500k. It'll be lovely. So really good cash cow at this stage. 4 rounds in to be up 114k. We're really happy with. Sean Lane's interesting one. He just keeps going down in price, not scoring very well. My boy Tommy Obachek got 2 tries. Didn't have to do a lot. Surprisingly, didn't run a lot, which the last, first 3 games he's been over 100 meters. So only get 37 meters, a bit interesting. He did look like he copped a bit of an issue earlier on in the game, which may have been why he didn't run as much. But then he still, had a try where he hit the line hard, and then one where he came through for the kick. So anyway, Opacek owners are happy with his 36.5 average over the first 4 games. No injuries, we're safe. But a 42. Well done to him. A bit sad, only 2 tries, but only two tackle breaks, which is no good. But anyway, James Roberts is doing well for anyone who brought him in. After that first game, he's been much better with 37. And just does a little bit of everything. 4 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, 100 meters, 11 tackles. So good stuff for him. Keep playing him. He'll get the job done for you. Niokore, 36 with a try. So this is kind of what you got to expect a little bit more of with centres, especially. Niokore smashed it the first few games, got a couple of 50 odds. He's currently still in the mid position, so you can't even play him in the centres, which is annoying. So, and by the time he gets his centre duel, Wanga Blake might take his spot back. He is also gained or already gained his 60 odd K. I don't think he's going to be an option for anyone's side at this stage. Offengawi with 36. If you still have him, that's all you're going to probably get from him, unfortunately. Dane Laurie, 35. So his last game of the season, got a try, but just didn't get the attacking stats in terms of his tackle breaks or anything like that. Did get a turnover tackle, which is cool. Alex Twal, this is the big one. 31 minutes. What's going on there? 31 minutes, just a one stint. There's no news about an injury or anything either. So that was a bit annoying. Moses Mbye got 49 minutes, so maybe they're just trying to do something, have a little bit more attack through the middle or something, and that meant that Twile didn't get the game time, but really annoying. I'd got him in the alternates team, and the team was looking for a decent round with him going to 34 and 31 minutes, but really interesting. Hopefully he can get some more minutes next week, but yeah, that was strange. Anyway, I haven't seen him do that before. Hopefully nothing to worry about, but yeah, there you go. Sivo goes back to normal. Unfortunately, didn't get involved as much this week as he has in previous. And Tommy Talau losing some cash. So he could be an interesting option eventually if he gets right down there. And then Tigers go on a bit of a run. He might be able to score plenty of tries. But that's about all with that game and wrapping up the week, guys. So yeah, so that big takeaway was those edge players that we've been looking to bring in, and just remembering that a lot of players' prices have changed very dramatically over these first 4 rounds, or the first 3 to 4 rounds, and this means that selecting them at this stage of the season, once they've already gained that money, can mean that if you're looking for a cash grab, they're kind of not the guys you want to be looking for. You want to be looking for the cheapies coming through, like your Sam Walker and stuff. You're going to easily be able to make a couple $100K off these types of guys, those Sullivans, all those guys. But those guys, the ones that are in the mid tier, the 400s odds or 500 to 600, and they've gained sort of 80K already, and you're bringing him in to try and chase those scores that they've already got, there's a good chance they come back to earth, very very much similar to Offengawi with his big start, and then he's in that mid 400s, and he needs to continue scoring in the 40s to do well. Very much similar with these guys. They need to keep scoring 50 or 60 plus to keep the price rises going, and a lot of them aren't keepers, so that's something to think about. But if you enjoyed this, guys, please hit like, hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you through the week. There's going to be a lot of videos each day just with the shortened week, and I hope you enjoy this. See you guys.